It's Saturday, the 21st of May 2022, and on Monday, very early on Monday morning, I'm going to be flying over to France from Newcastle Airport to begin walking the Camino. This is the Camino de Santiago. It's a 500-mile pilgrimage route through northwest Spain, starting in France. It's a very ancient pilgrimage route, and there are various different routes that you can take, but the most famous one and the most popular one is the Camino Francis, which is the route I am going to be taking. It's the classic one that many people will think of when they think of the Camino. And I thought it would be helpful or interesting maybe to show you what I am intending to take with me. So I'm going to be carrying everything with me. I'm trying to go with the bare minimum. I still have a feeling I may have overpacked, but I thought I'd just show you what I've got, what I'm going to be carrying with me in my rucksack. So forgive the mess, but here we have all the items that I'm planning to take with me when I set off on Monday. So just to start off, I have, of course, a rucksack. This is an Osprey rucksack. It's about 38 litres, so it's not a particularly big rucksack. The suggestion is not to take too big a rucksack, because if you take a big rucksack, you're tempted to fill it, and if you fill it, then you're going to make it a lot heavier. Next, I've got some sandals, which I'll be carrying in the rucksack, but I'll be wearing those in the evening. What I don't have here is I have some lightweight walking shoes. So that will be my main thing that I'll be wearing. I've got some walking poles. Some people may think that it's not necessary, but when you're carrying a weight and walking for hours a day, walking poles can really help. I've bought myself a new hat. As you can see, still got the label on. I prefer baseball caps, but this hat is lightweight, but crucially has a large brim, so it should keep the sun off my face and neck. And as we're potentially facing temperatures of over 30 degrees, that's probably very important. Next, I have a little carry case. Now, in here, I've got bits and pieces. So if I just open it up for you, just pop that down there for a moment. There we go. So inside here, we've got various things. I've got a charger, an adapter with the European plug. I've got some batteries there for my GoPro and a charger. And I've also got a battery pack, which is quite heavy, but it may be helpful because with lots of people staying in these pilgrim hostels, I may not always be able to get to a plug. Next, I've got my cosmetics bag. It's got my medication, pills, things that I need, a toothbrush and so forth in there. I've got also packed blister tape and other things should I need it. Earplugs, probably very helpful, very important when I'm staying in hostels. I've got my little earbuds. These are just cheap earbuds, but they do the job well. So I can listen to some music. I've got some soap in here for washing. I've got, of course, my mobile phone. And then next to that, sun cream, really important. And this is my towel. It's meant to be a large towel, but it's very, very lightweight. First aid kit, travel documents. So here I've got my Camino Passport. You can get this actually in France or Spain where you start your journey, but I've pre-ordered this. So this is a Camino Passport, and basically you get stamps when you stay in various places. I've also got my passport, very important. Now over here I've got a sleeping bag liner. Now some people, especially in the summer, that's all they take, and it's very compact, it's very lightweight. This one's silk. Now I was originally going to take just that, but I have also bought myself this sleeping bag. Now again, if you look at my hand, you can see it's quite a small sleeping bag, although that is actually quite bulky and it does fill up a bit of space. I may not need that. Some people say you don't need it, but I think I will take it anyway. Sunglasses, I'll need another case also for my main glasses at night. Then this is a waterproof coat, waterproof trousers. Now, again, I could have bought a poncho, maybe not quite as stylish, but that would have taken up less space. But that's what I am taking. Again, I may not need them at all, but you just don't know. Then over here, I've got a buff. That's just very light, quite useful to have with me. A pair of lightweight shorts, possibly maybe useful for swimming if there's an opportunity. Then these are the underpants I've got. I've got 3 underpants, and I'll actually be wearing one of those, so I'll only have 2 of those in my pack. These are made of, I think, the merino wool. It's a very good wool. It's meant to be very comfortable, very cool, very hard wearing, but also washes very quickly and dries very quickly. 3 pairs of walking socks. Again, I'll be wearing one of these when I travel, but 3 pairs of walking socks. Then I've got a pair of lightweight shorts. Again, these dry very quickly. And also a pair of long trousers. Again, like the shorts, they're Montaigne. Really nice brand, but also very lightweight. So if I'm wearing them, I won't get hot in them. But also, crucially, they dry very quickly. Right, then turning round, we've got 3 t-shirts. Again, I'll be wearing one of these, so there'll only be 2 in the bag. And again, these are sort of polyester, so lightweight, and they should wash and dry very quickly. And then I've got 2 long sleeve shirts here. So again, they'll be in the rucksack. And then the other thing I've got here, is my water bag. So I like this one because it fits into the back of the rucksack. It can take up to 2 litres, which does add considerable weight, but then you've got this hose and you can attach it around the straps of your rucksack. So you're not, if you're needing a drink, it's there. You don't have to put your rucksack down and fiddle around to try and find your water bottle. So yes, that's some of the things. There's another blister pack there. Hopefully I won't be needing it. But these are the things that I'm taking with me on the Camino. In fact, I travel actually tomorrow in the afternoon over to Newcastle, spending the night in the airport or in the hotel at the airport, because the flight leaves at 6:15. Now, I imagine there were maybe some people who will see this video and they'll probably suggest that I'm actually taking too much stuff, and it's probably true that I could reduce weight if I wanted. If I was brave, I probably could ditch the rucksack. I could certainly condense the waterproof things if I was prepared to wear a poncho instead of waterproof trousers. Again, you know, walking through Spain, I may not even touch those at all, but you never know. So yes, and again, I suspect there are probably some space saving, like weight saving things I could do, but all of that does fit into this rucksack. And the recommendation is that the rucksack weighs no more than the equivalent of 10% of your body weight. Now, I don't actually have any scales in the house able to measure the weight, but I suspect it won't be far off, or I hope it won't be far off. So anyway, yes. Yes, there is one other thing I forgot. I'm planning to take a notebook so I can journal. I did think about just using my mobile phone for that, but I think just writing on pen and paper may be nicer. So I do have a notebook, but again, that's just an additional item, additional weight to go in. So yeah, that's what I'm taking to the Camino. So if you've done the Camino before, if you're an experienced walker, and I'm not, this is the first time I've done anything like this, then yeah, be interested to know what your comments are. And if you're planning the Camino, I hope maybe this is a helpful idea, gives you an idea what I'm taking. I will show you my shoes in case anyone is interested in that. So I had to look for these because the dog had moved one of them. But these are my walking shoes. They're Merrell. They're waterproof and they're breathable. When you're doing the Camino, some people go in walking boots, but you really want something lightweight. And I've gone for waterproof rather than Gore-Tex because Gore-Tex boots, apparently, your feet sweat in them. And the one thing you want to try and avoid is your feet sweating, because when your feet sweat, that's when you're more likely to develop blisters. So this is what I'll be wearing as I walk. They're slightly larger than my normal size, so I would normally wear a size 10. I've actually gone for a size 11. Again, the reason for that is that, well, first of all, I think this particular boot, people do tend to say, if you go for your normal size, they are a little bit tight. But also, when you're walking hours a day, your feet can swell. So going for a slightly larger pair makes it hopefully more comfortable. So I'll let you know how I get on. There was one other thing I forgot to mention, and this is something that you may not think about packing, but if you're doing the Camino and you're walking the Camino Francis route, there is a place not far from Santiago de Compostela, a cross, that pilgrims traditionally leave a stone that they have carried with them from their place of where they begin their journey, the place where they live. So I have with me a small pebble that I've picked up from the bay, from the river not far from where I live. So I'll be carrying that with me. Obviously I've gone for a small pebble. I don't want anything too heavy to add to the weight. But if you're doing the Camino, and particularly the Camino Francis route, you'll want to take a pebble. And the idea is that the pilgrims leave the pebble at the cross. And my understanding is that the tradition goes back to the fact that when pilgrims were walking this route many hundreds of years ago, they actually carried with them rocks or stones to help towards the construction of the cathedral. And now it's become the symbol about leaving your burdens at the foot of the cross. So I am going to be packing this little pebble in my bag. So as you can see, I've managed to pack everything into my rucksack. In fact, there's still space in the rucksack, so that will be helpful if I want to add food and things that I want to carry with me, snacks and things on the journey. The bag itself doesn't feel too heavy, although I suspect after walking with it for quite a few hours, particularly in the hot Spanish sun, I may think otherwise. But at least it fits in. As I say, it's about 38 litres, this bag. The useful thing about this bag as well is it's got this air mesh, so the bag doesn't sit right on your back, so it allows air to circulate, and that's a good little feature on these bags. I do recommend that as well. So that's me, basically packed. I don't think I've left anything or forgot anything, or at least I hope not. But I suppose if I have, you can still buy things in France and Spain, because that's one of the beauties of doing this pilgrimage. There's lots of places to stop, lots of places to stay, and they're used to pilgrims walking this route throughout the year, so I'll be able to pick up things. So that's me pretty much ready to go off on the pilgrimage.